Hello and welcome to week 1 of the Home Barista Bootcamp. So if you're watching this video, you obviously have a little coffee machine at home or a little setup and you want to learn a little bit more about what goes into brewing great coffee. Now this episode is going to cover some of the things that you need to think about before getting your coffee into your machine. So first of all, if you want to get the best out of your coffee at home, you have to buy some freshly roasted coffee. Now coffee as the green bean, which is the raw coffee before it's roasted, has a fairly stable shelf life. But once the coffee is roasted, it will brew at its best for about 3 to 4 weeks. The other thing with coffee is the first week after roasting, it's going through what's called degassing, and you don't really want to brew your coffee in that time. So ideally, if you're going to make the best coffee at home, you use coffee that's about a week old, and you use it up until about the 3 to 4 weeks. So if you're buying coffee, just get yourself enough for that period of time. Now for Coffeefusion, I sell coffee online and I always ship the coffee while it's going through that degassing period. So anything from 0 days old up to about a week old. And that means when you get the coffee, it'll either still be too fresh or just in time ready to brew. The next important thing is your grinder. Now a lot of people overlook the grinder, but having a good grinder will really help your espresso brewing. That coffee stays so much fresher as whole beans because there's a lot less surface area. And as well as that, with coffee, you need to make little changes to the grind to dial in that coffee and get that perfect extraction. Now we do sell pre-ground coffee as well if you don't have a grinder, but if you are going to get pre-ground coffee, just get yourself enough for a couple of weeks. But if you do have a grinder where you can adjust that grind and grind just when you need to brew the coffee, you'll get so much more out of the cup. The last thing that can really help your brewing is a set of scales. Now I have a really nice set of Akaya scales that's really accurate and responsive, but if you have a kitchen set of scales that's accurate to 0.1 of a gram, you can use those to get started. If you don't have a set of scales and a timer and things like this, it's not going to make it impossible to make great coffee, but it's going to make it so much easier to consistently brew really good coffee if you do have these extra items. Consistency is the key with coffee, so if you repeat the same steps over and over, you'll get the same great result at the end. And having things like scales to help you do that make it a lot easier. So over the course of this Home Barista Bootcamp, I'm going to be using that equipment. I'm going to be using freshly roasted coffee to show you how I get the best out of this coffee at home. But even if you don't have all these bits and pieces, you will still learn a lot from the course. So for the rest of the course, we're going to cover all those things that go into brewing great coffee. So pulling great shots, adjusting the grinder, texturing the milk, a little bit of latte art in there, and a lot of cleaning. And so if you're watching these as they're released, then you've got about a week till the next one. So what you need to do in the meantime is get yourself some nice specialty coffee. Now the best way to do that, if you haven't already tried it, is to take advantage of our subscription trial. So if you sign up for a subscription, you get 3 different sample packs of my coffees, get a bit of a chance to taste what I've got on offer, and you just pay shipping for that. So it's $5 shipping anywhere in Australia. And if you perhaps don't want to sign up to a subscription, you just want to place a one-off order, use the code 6weekbootcamp and you'll get 20% off your coffee order, and that will help you play along as we do these lessons. So thank you so much for watching this lesson, and I really look forward to teaching you more over the next few weeks. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, send me an email, hit me up on Instagram, just let me know what it is you need to learn and I'll help you out. Until the next one, keep frothing.